Olha a gente aqui na quarta-feira, prolongando o nosso encontro mais um pouco, para a gente poder encerrar com chave de ouro, com ouro puro. Esperar as pessoas é sanguinha. Boa noite, Abiru!
Boa noite, Lívia. Estava aqui falando com você antes, que é o encerramento da sexta temporada. A gente...
Imagina, gente, encerramento da 16ª temporada.
Isso é muito
Imagina só.
atrevimento. Isso é muito atrevimento. Mas pelo menos para a sétima a gente já renovou, né? Já
A
tem...
gente bem velhinho. Ih, encerramento.
Hoje é o último episódio do ano, então a gente avisa que a gente volta depois do Carnaval, em fevereiro, né? A data a gente vai confirmar ainda. Mas essa é a ideia. Eu estava olhando hoje os números, né, de 138 episódios de Histórias com Osho, foram 152 visualizações, 152 mil visualizações até agora. Isso em termos de internet, assim, números de internet, isso não é nada, mas é bastante ao mesmo tempo, porque eu penso assim, se você reunisse como era antigamente as pessoas para uma palestra, para uma entrevista presencial, né, sem ser transmitida por internet, e era era às vezes o número de uma sala cheia, às vezes a gente tem de um auditório inteiro cheio, né? Como a entrevista de ontem já deu
Uau,
bastante repercussão, eu acho que já estava com 600 visualizações, e a de hoje vai completar isso, né?
maravilhosa, maravilhosa.
Pessoas estão entrando
Parte.
aqui, a Kilma, Shantideva, Dionei,
A
Magda da
sanguinha.
Silva Serpa, a Humani. Vou começar a ler os recados em seguida, enquanto a Dívia termina de compartilhar. Eu vou inverter hoje, então eu vou começar fazendo os agradecimentos às pessoas que possibilitaram essa entrevista com o Swaha. Primeiramente ele, obviamente, porque foi muito generoso, muito aberto, disponível, atendeu o nosso chamado na primeira, né? As
É,
entrevistas do Histórias com Osho, às vezes eu tenho que insistir, né, com as pessoas, que ela, às vezes até fogem de mim, mas o Swaha nos recebeu com muito amor.
as pessoas até fogem, engraçado.
É,
É, mas ele
e
deu
o
amor.
Swaha nos recebeu com tanto amor, com tanta abertura, então nossa profunda gratidão por nos dar esse presente, que foi essa entrevista, e assim, o ápice, né, o encerramento do ano, como se diz, fechamos com chave de ouro, né, e
Diamante.
de diamante.
Tudo compartilhado.
Tudo compartilhado, então vamos para os recados? Uhum.
Primeiramente, agradecer quem ajuda o HcO a estar aqui toda semana, né? Miguel Fine, Parita, Marisa Rottenberg, Catarina Lira, pessoas fundamentais aqui que nos auxiliam toda a estrutura. Também as nossas páginas queridas Histórias com Osho, Osho Sem Fronteiras, que também contam histórias com Osho. São a Osho Sem Fronteiras, do Sananda, e a Nelsânias, A Nova Realidade, Francisco Siqueira. O que mais?
Agradecer a nossa querida Sanguinha, que
A nossa sanguinha maravilhosa, que está aqui toda semana, que, de certa forma, incentiva a gente a continuar a compartilhar esses materiais. E agradecer mesmo a presença de vocês com a gente. Isso soma numa grande egrégora. Saibam disso, que a gente sente mesmo essa. A gente passa das tecnologias e sente realmente na parte humana aqui do coração a presença de vocês. Então, nosso coração para vocês.
Agradecer também aos nossos apoiadores com doações Pix. A Dívia coloca a chave nos comentários fixos ali, quem puder doar com qualquer quantia. Nós temos 6 entrevistas já gravadas e já tem mais 2 prometidas para janeiro. Então, novidades por aí. A gente conta com a
Imaginou?
presença
Sei
de
lá.
todos vocês. E especialmente essa entrevista, a segunda parte de hoje, né, ou a primeira também, agradecendo além do Swaha, a Yamuna e a equipe que nos presenteou com todo o trabalho do vídeo, né, edição de vídeo, de áudio,
Gravação,
de
né?
gravação, nos recebeu lindamente.
Devadasi, Ram.
Então, vamos lá, Devadasi, captação e edição de vídeo, RAM, captação de vídeo e áudio, Azad, pós-produção de vídeo, Buvi, versão em português e legendagem. Então, nosso muito obrigado à equipe do Swaha pela generosa contribuição para que isso acontecesse também. Nosso muito obrigado.
Verdade, verdade.
E um recado importante, nós não somos um canal oficial do Osho, sempre deixamos isso muito claro, não temos nenhum vínculo com a Fundação Osho Internacional, somos apenas um grupo de amigos contadores de histórias. Histórias com quem?
Histórias com Osho.
Hum.
Histórias com Osho. Gente, a gente vai reproduzir a entrevista. Então, se a legenda ficar sobreposta, porque é legendado, vai lá no desativar legendas e acaba o problema. Sumiu. Tá? Ele fica no teu post, nos 3 pontinhos no canto da tela. Você clica lá, baixa o menuzinho, né? Desativar legendas. Tá? E a outra é que a internet tem estabilidade, a gente tem o máximo da tecnologia que pode para poder fazer isso, né? Dentro das nossas possibilidades. E mesmo assim, às vezes craquela um pouco a legenda, né? E a imagem. Tem instabilidade da rede mesmo. Tá? Mas não se preocupem que a gente vai deixar lá no YouTube bonitão, daqui a pouco, a entrevista toda linda para vocês poderem olhar mais vezes. E, se quiserem assistir logo depois, pode assistir na página do Facebook, Divya
É.
10.
E para os amigos da Sangha, enfim, e amigos e simpatizantes do Swaha, tem uma playlist em inglês no YouTube, Divya 10, que a parte 1 já está lá, e a parte 2 estará amanhã, eu acho, não é isso, Divya?
Sim, amanhã
Tá,
já está lá também.
então é isso. Vamos lá?
Quem fala
No
inglês
final,
pode acessar por...
no final a gente volta para se despedir.
Isso. Dá um
Vamos lá.
abraço. Tá bom? Vamos lá? Vamos lá.
How is the interview going? Huh?
What?
How is the interview going?
Very well. Better than...
Ay, ay, ay.
I remember when in 1989, Osho spoke about the Japanese seer Katui Ishida, who pointed out that Osho was a vehicle of the coming of Maitreya as a fulfillment of a Buddhist prophecy. Maitreya means the friend. Osho dedicated to us some words in Urdu language. Mere Hamsafar, my fellow travelers. Mere Hamdam, my heart. Mere Dost, my friend. Saying that receiving Buddha Maitreya has purified him completely. He also said that the master is a loving friend, and the disciple has just to listen to the friend. Would you please comment?
Well, what do you feel yourself?
Now, I'm just feeling that I'm no more. It's just you.
So, isn't that the friend? That must be the ultimate friend, no? When there is no separation, no? Isn't that love? When they talk about love, the ultimate love is to become one, no? Everybody is longing to become one, to be whole, not to be separated. So the master is the ultimate friend because he can create this oneness where there is no separation. But that goes beyond any doing. It is a happening. It's a mysterious happening, no? It's a love affair. But it's very difficult to comment or talk about it because when people don't have any idea, because it's something, the fragrance of this rose is here. This is here. The fragrance is here. Being with the master is here. And that's the only way to catch it. I cannot have this and then the whole world see that through the video. No, it's here. So that's the friend. For most people, this is just intellectual, it's an ideas. Because they haven't smelled the real fragrance, no? When you have smelled the fragrance, when you have smelled the rose, you know. How can you find that? You can only find that in a alive rose that is still the fragrance. You don't find that in any books. You don't find that in any dead master. It's only alive here and now. That is the friend. Yes.
Yes.
I will read it, so maybe I can see if I can comment it more. I remember when Osho in 1802, 1989, spoke about the Japanese seer Katsu Ishida, who pointed out that Osho was a vehicle of the coming of Maitreya. Maitreya is another name for the Buddha, the coming Buddha, as a fulfillment of a Buddhist prophecy. Maitreya means the friend. Yes, first, I met this Katsu Ishida. I was there when she came, and it was very unique because Osho really took care of her and showed her even with rose petals, no, from the podium. So this woman, she was really something. What was going on? She comes from the Buddhist tradition So what was going on there in her world, I don't know. But the meeting was very beautiful, and I remember it was very unique that Osho gave that kind of acknowledgement to somebody. And Osho also talked about it in those days, but for an enlightened being, he, like Osho, he's a master of masters. They, they don't come often, no? So, what does he need Buddha for? So whatever is happening between them, I don't know, you know. I don't know. But I met her, and in some mysterious way, we had dinner together. I was sent, and I'm pretty sure Osho was involved with that, because it was Hasya who was the secretary then, and this what was her? Katsu Ishida, and me, we went to the Blue Diamond for dinner. And this was before my awakening, but I remember she was very quiet, very beautiful, and for some reason I don't really understand, I never really thought about why I was there, but I was there with her. To maybe because I was also a bodyguard for Osho, that he wanted me to give that energy there or something. Maybe she stayed there in that hotel, I don't know. But I remember her, and it was a unique evening. But another thing, what you mentioned is that Osho was a vehicle of the coming Maitreya. This is something very mysterious that I seldom or maybe never have talked about. But where could the energy of Buddha, Lord Buddha, or Jesus, or Lao Tzu, or Ramana, or whoever like that, where could they go if they were going to go somewhere? Huh? Where would that presence, that energy that is in existence go? Only to an enlightened being. Huh? It wouldn't come to an ordinary human. It's no access. It's too dense. But an enlightened being is totally open, like the wind, like an open door. It just blows through. So, a bad spirit would go to a bad person, yeah? And sometimes you have that. People are even possessed by bad spirits, you know? Or people have a lot of, they get attracted because there is no consciousness. So then bad spirits can come and disturb, give you even more mental anxiety or problems, because there is no awareness, there is no consciousness there, so it's totally open for all kinds of bad energies. No? But for an enlightened being, it's totally the opposite. It's only the purified energies, no? The purest of the purest, the Buddha consciousness, the enlightenment energy, the God energy can come. So, this I have experienced myself also in some mysterious ways. And even this night, the Osho, that energy that you call Osho in the body, came, you know, and maybe it was something to do with this, that I was thinking about this, huh? And it's a total delight, of course, when you get even more of that energy, yeah, because already and then you get visitors like that, but it can only be that kind of visitors because it's too pure, you know. So there is the alike energy, alike, they say when you're little, alike children likes to play together, no? And many times I have felt that all the gods and goddesses and enlightened beings, they are just around, you know, because they support any enlightened being. All the enlightened beings that has left the physical plane, that energy is still there. So if they are attracted, they will support other enlightened being who is doing the same work, no? So this happened for me with Osho, that he came. First, it was like I wanted to come closer to him in the physical form, yeah? How can I get closer? Then he took me in, I could be closer. Physically also, no? Then the next was that we got intimate. I could feel like I could smell his hair and the fragrance, like that, no? And then on the spiritual, the next step, you become one with the master. He goes inside. There is no separation. And that is the meeting, that is the lowest meeting, that is the disciple and the master joining. No? So, after that happened, then it happened with many. Like when I met Papaji, then I got connected with the Ramana Maharshi. And then Papaji told me about Arunachala, where Ramana was staying his whole life. So I went there to visit. And I used to go and sit in the cave where Ramana was living. And then one morning there, and I was always alone there, and I got friends with the caretaker who opened for me. And Ramana, he was sleeping, it was just like the carpet here. That was his room. It was just to sleep, like a little cave. So I was sitting there, in those weeks I was there, and then he came also, like that. Huh? Because they, they are very happy that they have somebody who can receive their blessings, no? So this, I totally understand that Japanese seer, that what she said, because that's how it is. When I've been in the Himalayas also, at the beginning of the Ganges, Gangotri they call it, where the Ganges comes out from the glacier. I was there. You don't know where the Ganges starts. It comes out from the ice. They say it's a mysterious, nobody knows where it start. But in that area is full of devas or spiritual beings and yogis, enlightened beings who have been there and left the body through ages, which I never had thought about before I was there. But I was sitting in the middle of there, meditating in the Ganga, and they were showering me, you know. So happy, Yeah, because most of the people who go, they are just Hindu pilgrims, unconscious, like you're going to the church, like that. There is no consciousness, no. So when they feel that there is an enlightened being there in the human form, they are ecstatic. So it's like that.
How was it for you to see that, to receive?
Ah, look at me. There's no words, no, there's no words. And it's total surprise. I had never, because it's a happening, no, it's a happening.
It's new.
But when there by the beginning of the Ganges, it was, it was paradise. It's total paradise. And I couldn't leave. I had to stay there for the night, no. And it was ice cold. It was ice on the water in the morning. Huh? But who cares? It's like that. It was too good, no? Too good company. Too much ecstasy. Like Osho said, that is ecstasy, but it's a silent ecstasy. It's a divine ecstasy, And the same, I went to Assisi in Italy, where Francis Assisi was. And I had 2 retreats there and brought hundreds of sannyasins there. And there also it happened that Francis Assisi, he came. And maybe that place also where I stayed, maybe that was just where he was walking or something. But it doesn't matter because it's the energy, he spent his life. So that energy was there. And I don't know who else he could say hi to, And it was total ecstasy, And just a year ago, I was in the Himalayas, which is my favorite territory. And then it is one place where I come into, it must be close to 4,000 meters. So you go pretty slow there, because it's very little oxygen. It's one of my favorite places on planet Earth. And then it's a big kind of stupa there, like this they have in Nepal and in the Himalayas. And then I sat down there to have a little rest. And then these devas came. And there you have also so many enlightened beings and yogis and lamas, and Padmaswan Baba was having a cave there. And they all came. And they totally destroyed me in a good way. I couldn't move. Yamuna was there with me. She even took some film, because now you have that camera everywhere, so now they film me everywhere, no? But in the film you don't feel you don't know what's happening. It's like that, no? You can film, Buddha walking, you don't feel what's the bliss he is in, no? But that happens many times, this not many times, but it happens. And in different places with different, in the Himalayas a lot, because I'm very connected to the Himalayas. So these Lam Padmasambhava, many enlightened beings has been there, no? So they receive me very well there. That's the difference. Like in the West, you don't have that energy because it's not many. That tradition hasn't been there. You don't have that force of enlightened beings. So coming back to that Japanese seer and Osho and that Buddha, Lord Buddha's energy had come and the prophecy, and I totally can understand that, but in the big picture it really doesn't matter, because it's just some delight on the way.
I remember the morning when I woke up and you had that meeting with St. Francis in the night, and you were glowing like a light bulb, and I woke up and like, what happened? And it was so beautiful the way you described his energy, like it was so alive, like his presence there through you, and it's really like experiencing him in a way, and the way the words you used to describe his energy also was so, I could feel him through you because I was there in the same room, and I didn't feel he didn't come into me. But I could really feel his presence through you. So I really felt how you can become a vehicle. And
yeah, these things I don't talk much about, no, because it's such an inner thing, but it is very different. Like from Francis Assisi to Osho, to Padmasambhava, to Jesus, to Buddha, to Shiva. Shiva was one of the first that came in, and that is a tremendous force, totally wild. So it's all different, but they are they are all friends on the way. Like, what was the question? You said Osho dedicated to or some words in Urdu language, Mere Hamsafar, my fellow travelers. What is my fellow travelers? That is the disciples, that is the one who's longing for freedom, no? That is the fellow travelers of the Buddha who is coming with him. Come. Like Jesus said, come follow me. That is the fellow travelers. Drop everything, let's go. The true disciple, they don't ask, where are we going? No, they say, let's go. So, Mere Hamsafar, my fellow travelers, Mere Hamdam, my heart. So first, is it the disciples there, that you are ready to go on the pilgrimage. You don't hold on to the past. A pilgrimage means that you let go of the past. No, you are ready to go into the unknown. So then the next is to be established in the heart, to awaken the heart. Because only from the heart can you understand? So first is to leave the old. Second, to be established in the heart, to gain that trust, insight, love, surrender, let go. Mere dost, my friend. That friend can only happen out of the heart. So you have different steps. First you have to be ready to leave the old. You have to come. Wherever the master takes you, you have to go into the unknown. Then established in the heart. Learn the language of the heart, of love. When you understand that, when we can communicate, that's what Osho is saying. When you understand the language of love, then only can I become your friend. Then the friend is then that can only happen in that love. Mere Hamdam, my heart, Mere Dost, my friend. Saying, receiving Buddha Maitreya has purified him completely. He also said that the master is a loving friend and the disciple has just to listen to the friend. Please comment. Yes, I can comment a lot because many disciples are not really disciples. Many sannyasins are not really sannyasins, like the way Osho wanted it. So how can they be a friend? So this is also something that some people, they said, oh, my master is the friend, the Buddha is the friend. But you cannot receive the friend. You are not there yet. You haven't gone through the transformation to be a friend. So when I read this question from you, and he's also said that the master is a loving friend and the disciple has just to listen to the friend. Please comment. Yes. What the master is the ultimate friend. But are you ready, available, open, surrendered, spacious enough, receptive enough to receive the ultimate friend? That's the question. The master is the ultimate friend. Yes. But have you done the steps to be friend of the friend? That's the question. And most sannyasin hasn't. So it's totally true, but there can also be a poop out. Because many sannyasin, oh, I have the beloved, the friend, the master. But do you really? Have you let go? Have you surrendered to the master? Do you know the language of the heart? Are you free of your head? Can you communicate? Can you be in synchronicity with the master? Then he is your friend. That's the question. Are you pure enough? Are you empty enough? Are you receptive enough to receive the friend? Yes, master is the friend, but are the disciples ready? Are you a friend? That's the question. There is no doubt that the master is the friend. But are you the friend? It all depends on the disciple. It all depends on the sannyasin.
I don't.
More.
I think this goes together with this question.
Yes.
What?
The next
already
question goes
answered.
together with what you just said.
Which was what?
How can how can one be more open, more sensitive to the unique love the master is showering on us?
Yes, like that. No?
That's,
by being open, by being receptive, by being surrendered, by being in the heart. This is the things. The master is there, the love is there, the sun is there, but if you're sitting in a cave, what does that help? And that's what I see now. Many sannyasins also are like this, because they are... Osho has left the body. You need something alive. The presence, the fragrance is in the flower. So then it becomes a religion. And not many years ago, by strange coincidence, which life is, I came by Pune, and the ashram there is finished. Is no fragrance. Is nothing there. Is a business. And it's amazing because you have enlightened sannyasins. I know many enlightened Osho sannyasins. And if the right people had taken care, it could be an oasis. It could be Osho's, the master's garden. So beautiful because his energy is there. His samadhi is there. It would be fantastic. And all the Indian sannyasins, they are hardly allowed there because they don't have the money and all this. And it's thousands, tens of thousands. And it can be a center of pilgrimage, of love. No, it's really sad. It's really sad how it can happen. Maybe 20 years ago, I had a lover, not a physical lover, but a disciple or a friend. And she was involved in this inner circle that Osho left, that was like starting running the ashram. And I remember when she was with me in satsang, she totally connected. Yeah? Can you relate to that? I want to be with you for the rest of my life. Yeah,
Was
like
it in
no.
Milan?
She was from Sweden. I don't remember her name, but anyway, she was involved with this inner circle, and she wrote to them and say, "Hey, we have an enlightened sannyasin here. Why can't he come? And the chair is empty." You know? And I said, "You are crazy. Why? Don't involve me in your things." I wasn't involved at all. I wasn't even interested. I don't want. It's Osho's place. But she wrote this. But these things, enlightenment, it seems like enlightenment is not accepted there. You know, it's business. And enlightened people, sannyasins, are not allowed. And if a master like Osho, who is the master of masters, it happens once every thousands of years, if he doesn't have enlightened disciples, who has? And then it's like, it's illegal to become enlightened. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
But this is the situation. And it's really sad.
Yes, I remember. I was there 1 year after he left his body, and I felt really strange because there are rules coming. I remember I always loved to see it where in his birthday, Hari Prasad would come to play. And I always put my chair on the next to the podium, like very close to the podium. and they put a rope around that. Then
Yeah.
I jumped over the rope and put my chair in the same place. And then Sadarji came, and he was a guard. And he says, Swami, you cannot stay here. I said, why? I always put my chair when Osho was in the body. That time maybe there was a reason for that, but not now. Why this strange rule? And then he looked at me, that beautiful guy, and he says, you were right, you can stay here.
Yeah, but this, maybe Saji was one of the few that was still that hard. But they got rid of him and they got rid of everybody else.
Yeah. I never went back again to Pune after that.
Yeah. So, what was the question? How can one be more open, more sensitive to the unique love that the Master is showering on us? So the Master is showering his love, and then some of the Master's disciples who are ready in some mysterious way, they really receive this. And that becomes the enlightened ones, no? Those who become self-realized. So that's how it always has been, that they are the light carriers. They're carrying the fragrance of the Master. And then you are not allowed. How is that possible? Then many sannyasins are there. It becomes like that because then it's safe. They're holding on to the name and the form of Osho. But that is not in the Master, that is not the enlightenment. The enlightenment is too vast for that. No? So the Master, that body has to go. But so many sannyasins all over the world, they are holding on to that like it's something wrong. And they should use the opportunity now, because you have enlightened sannyasins from Osho who is still alive. And what would be better than that? To have the fragrance of the Master. That's how it is. But then the sannyasin, then you can dream about the Osho, my Master, like that, I'm connected. No, you need to be with the live Master. Then he will tell you what is real. You will feel it yourself, what is real and what is not real. And if he needs to hit you, he will hit you. And if he needs to kiss you, he will kiss you. It's like that. Otherwise, you can believe in Buddha or Jesus or Osho. It's easy, but you create it. A live Master is here now. And that is always dangerous. It's always dangerous for the ego. And that is no way around it. If it's a real Master, if it's somebody who's really taking that they want to talk about this unspeakable, then there is a danger. It's a danger for the ego. Because the Master is that. Because enlightenment is that. Because to be reborn, you have to die. That's why Osho said, the Master is that. He's teaching you that. Yeah, it's beautiful that, and it's so much love, but it's a that because you have to die to your identity, your personality, to your ego, to your mind. That's why it's a danger. So, I will always stir up. So that is also something, this is part of it. You did this interview because this had to be talked about. through me. I had to speak this clearly. You know, you have to wake up. Don't miss the opportunity. If you're really sannyasin, then be courageous. I'm going to shake everybody up.
Yes.
I'm a wild man, and an ecstatic man, and a silent man, and a dangerous man, and a loving man. So, remembering the master Osho, I just wanted to recom with this, what Osho said. If you have been following a real master, and the master is no more, then it is the responsibility of the master to send you to another real master. It's the responsibility of the master to send you to another master. And these pygmies that is running like in the power of sannyas, that is illegal to go to somebody else who is enlightened, which is the master, which is enlightenment. If you've been following a real master and the master is no more, then it's the responsibility of the master to send you to another real master so that your growth can continue. That is love. That is the friend. That is the master. It's not he, is your growth. That's what the master, the real master, he is there for your growth. So it can continue. Don't be obsessed by the past. Don't cling to the past. Then Osho says, soon I will not be there here either. talking about Osho is very difficult because it's just too much love. But he wants me to finish this. Soon I will not be there either. And remember, I would like to remind my disciples especially, if you really love me when I'm gone, I will direct you to people who will be still alive. So don't be afraid of that. And that I'm a proof for myself not that I was seeking, I didn't look for anybody else. I never understood when I was with my master, with Osho, how people could go to other enlightened being, be that Nisargadatta Maharaj, or if it was Krishnamurti, or these people. It was not on my part at all to go to anywhere else because I had my master. And I was total. But after, when this shift of consciousness had happened, and I was in a vacuum, lost in silence, then he directed me, or existence directed me to others. Not that I had any question, not that I needed anything, I wasn't looking for anything, but there was a support to be with other people who was enlightened. So this is my own experience. When, if you're really in tune with the Master, then he will take care, and he took care. He made me friends with many enlightened beings after that, and it was just the support to accept that new life. After you are born, it's difficult to walk. It's nice to have somebody who already know how to walk a bit. So that's how it was for me, by meeting other enlightened beings. The shift had already happened, but they supported that. And if you are not finished with the work, then of course nothing is more helpful than to be with another enlightened being. So, if you really love me, when I'm gone, I will direct you to people who will be still alive. And you see how this is totally opposite of how they have created it. Totally opposite. Because they are living in fear, in control. They are not disciples, they are not even sannyasins. But how to get rid of this plague? How did they get rid of it? It's impossible. So don't be afraid. If I send you to Tibet, or to China, or Japan, or Iran, or Afghanistan, or wherever, go. And don't say that because you belong to me, you cannot belong to another real master. Just look in the eyes. And you will find the same eyes again. The body will not be the same, but the eyes will be the same. And I'm speaking from my own experience that this is how it was. And I was finished. Osho cooked me, I died, I got reborn, everything in his care. But still, he provided me people who was a tremendous support after the happening. Because it's not finished, it goes on. And this, exactly these words which I'm seeing, which I have never read before now, I said also, when I met my first friend after enlightenment, Girda Aditya, then I told some of my friends, but look at the eyes. Look at his eyes. Just like Osho. Just look. Don't get stuck in the material, in the name, the form, the body. Go beyond. If your journey is not complete with me while I'm here, if something is still to be done, completed, then don't be afraid. By dropping me, you will not be betraying me. This is the words of a true master. The master only wants you to wake up. Don't stop. In fact, he says, by not dropping me and by not following the real and alive master, you will be betraying me. Keep that in mind. And how many sannyasins are clinging to the name and the form? And what the master is saying, they are betraying him because they are clinging to the physical, to the form. And God is not form, is the formless. Gata gata, paragata, parasamgata, bodhisvaha. That's the truth. And I am that. And nothing more than the truth you can give to your master, to be a vehicle of truth, of love, of light. So know well that all the enlightened ones are happy for the truth to come forth. with love from the friend. May everyone be happy. Om Shanti. Jai Bhagavan, Jai Osho. Jai Swaha.
Ai, gente. Vamos-
Hum.
Os bênçãos do mestre e do mestre dos mestres. Meus queridos, a gente, nesse ambiente de amor, a gente encerra mais essa temporada. E ano que vem, mais, muito mais, para a gente compartilhar e estar junto.
Hum. Feliz ano 23, 24.
Ótimo final de ano. E a gente se vê ano que vem. Beijo, Sanguinha.
Ah, uma lembrança, antes de despedir, as duas entrevistas já estão no YouTube. A primeira, amanhã estará a segunda, em inglês, para quem quiser passar para os amigos que não falam
Playlist
português.
Stories with Osho.
É.
English version.
Yes.
Tchau, gente.
Tchau.
Tchau, Sanguinha linda. Até.